Have you ever imagined that your idol, a celebrity whom you love and admire, is threatened with their life? Imagine how terrifying it would be if the threat came from someone who seems indifferent to the lives of others. This is a heartbreaking story about BTS, the legendary group that has conquered the world, and one of its members, Jimin, who is now the center of attention due to a murder threat that has shaken fans and the public. How could a murder threat come so suddenly? Is there a deeper reason behind it? This recently emerged news is truly shocking, a serious threat against Jimin, one of the main vocalists of BTS. But what actually happened? Is this just a matter of hatred from an anti-fan, or is there something bigger hidden behind the threat? According to BigHit Entertainment, the agency that manages BTS, they believe the threat may have come from an anti-fan. But could there be more to uncover in this case? This incident started with an unfounded rumor claiming that Jimin hated international fans. Not long after that rumor spread, another false report emerged, claiming that Jungkook had sexually harassed a fan from Brazil. All these false news and hatred spread rapidly, creating a narrative that further damaged BTS's image in the eyes of some people. But is there a connection between this increasing hatred toward the members of BTS? Why has their fanbase, ARMY, which is so large and loyal, been so easily divided just because of a rumor that may not even be true? An account named Selja, allegedly the one spreading the false news, has denied all the information and confirmed that the viral conversation about Jungkook was manipulated. However, even though clarification has been provided, it cannot be denied that the hatred that emerged had a negative impact, and this is where the story gets even darker. Along with the spread of false information, a murder threat against Jimin surfaced. Is this just a harmless joke? Or is this threat truly real? What happens next? BigHit, of course, did not stand idly by and immediately took action to tighten security. They promised to do everything possible to protect their artists, particularly Jimin, from any threats. As a representative of BigHit stated, "We believe the joke was made by an anti-fan, but we are preparing for any unexpected situations that may arise." So, is it true that the threat is just a joke, or is there a more serious threat that needs to be watched carefully? The threat against Jimin caused panic among ARMY. BTS fans were not silent. They felt the need to protect their idol from danger. Through social media, they quickly voiced their concerns with the hashtag Armies Will Protect Jimin, which became a trending topic worldwide. Is this action enough to ensure Jimin's safety? Or is there another factor that can protect him besides just fan support? Why also didn't stop in the online world. They filed reports with the authorities and warned security officers at every BTS concert location, especially at Honda Center, California, USA, where BTS's concert was scheduled for April 1 to 2, 2017. Is the murder threat truly only fueled by hatred against Jimin, or is there a larger hidden motive behind it? Is there someone who doesn't like BTS's incredible success and is trying to destroy it in such an extreme way? Or maybe there's someone who believes they can end BTS's shining career just by creating fear. In the entertainment world, threats against celebrities are not new, but direct threats to their lives are something very rare. Does this indicate something darker and more dangerous behind the scenes? What can the authorities and BigHit do to ensure that Jimin and the other members of BTS can remain safe? With so many unanswered questions, one thing is certain: security must be the top priority. But are the tightened security measures by BigHit and reports from ARMY enough to thwart this threat? What steps will the authorities take? Will they be able to capture the person responsible for the threat? Or is this just the beginning of something bigger? At this point, we can only wonder. Is this just part of an evil game designed by those who envy BTS? Or is there another larger factor that could change the course of Jimin's life, BTS's journey, and their loyal fans? The authorities are now working hard to ensure Jimin's and BTS's members' safety. However, for BTS fans worldwide, one thing is certain: they will continue to protect their idol, no matter what threats come their way. But will their efforts be enough to face such a terrifying threat? This story is not over. The murder threat against Jimin has not only shaken BTS fans, but also the global music world. What is really happening behind this threat? Will we ever know who is responsible for this evil act? Only time will tell. And the final question that lingers: will Jimin and BTS be able to move forward, or will this threat create fear that will stop them from continuing their journey in the music world? After the news of the murder threat against Jimin BTS spread, the entire world, especially ARMY, was shocked by this unexpected reality. A threat coming from those who do not want to see BTS continue to succeed. These loyal fans were forced to ask themselves, what really happened? Why did something like this happen to their idol? How can they, as ARMY, protect Jimin in such a terrifying situation? How could a murder threat appear so suddenly? What is the underlying reason for the anger and hatred some people have towards Jimin? Is this just a misunderstanding manipulated by false rumors? The news about the hatred directed at Jimin, starting from an issue claiming that Jimin hated international fans, was enough to trigger a strong reaction from some individuals, which later developed into a more serious threat. But the main question bothering many ARMY members is this just hatred from a small group of people who don't like BTS, or is there something bigger behind this threat? It cannot be denied that BTS has become an extraordinary global phenomenon, and with such tremendous success, it is not uncommon for them to receive negative attention from those who feel envious or dissatisfied with the group's achievements. The emergence of this threat not only shook the entertainment world but also touched the hearts of BTS fans. The ARMY, who have supported BTS with love and dedication over the years, were shocked and unable to believe that this could happen. They have spent years showing their support for BTS, but the threat against Jimin raised many big questions. How did they feel upon hearing this news? As expressed by some fans, they felt anxious and scared. Will Jimin be safe? What if this threat is not just empty talk? Should BTS stop performing temporarily for their safety? These are the questions running through ARMY's minds after hearing the shocking news. In response to the threat against Jimin, BTS fans quickly took action. How does ARMY protect Jimin? One way was by using social media to voice their support globally. The hashtag Armies Will Protect Jimin quickly became a trending topic worldwide. With support from all over the world, ARMY is determined not to let anyone threaten their idol's safety. However, despite the massive support, the question is it really enough? Is it enough just a trend on social media to protect Jimin from such a real danger? This is where a big dilemma starts for ARMY. What else can they do besides voicing their support online? BigHit Entertainment has tried to address the situation by tightening security, working with local authorities and police at concert venues, such as what happened at Honda Center, California. But is it enough? Will these measures truly protect Jimin from the real threat? What about security at other locations where BTS will perform? Are the authorities fast enough in handling this issue, or were they also shocked by such a large-scale threat? On one hand, some fans believe the authorities are acting quickly and will manage to resolve this threat well. On the other hand, some are worried that this threat may be too big to handle easily. What will happen if this threat turns out to be serious and Jimin is really in danger? Fans are wondering whether the authorities will be able to protect their idol well, or whether they will struggle to deal with such a threat.